Listen to this absolutely insane video I found.
Aged urine has got hundreds of millions of stem cells. You get a 64-ounce mason jar and just start peeing in it first thing in the morning and age it a little bit.
Oh my God. I found this on the chemtrails subreddit. Yes, there's a subreddit for chemtrails believers.
Got a pool deck in Vegas? Go out on your pool deck, get it on the sun. I swear to God, when I put it on my face or when I put it on my body, aches and pains go away.
Dude said, piss in a jar, leave it on your pool deck for like a while, and then rub it all over your face. Bro, come on. That's so God. Why? Why would anybody do that?
Put it on my face, my mood lifts.
Wow, that instantaneous?
Oh man, it's money.
I know. Sir.
It's money. I'm sorry, man. I love it. It is so fucking stupid. Oh my God. I love everything about this.
And athletes use it on their feet after games, football games, whatever. They'll soak their feet in it.
Really? I never heard that, but great.
There's a famous...
Dude is doubting his claim. He's like, okay, athletes rubbing it on their feet, that's a little far. That's a little far. Rub it on your face and it changes your mood. I'm okay with that. I accept that. Rub it on your feet. Come on.
NFL player that did I guess his feet got inflamed during the game, so he would just soak them in there.
Good. Well, aged urine's making a comeback. Well, Dr. Edward Group says if you get maimed by these poison injections and...
Oh my God, it's anti-vax. I have another video from like the beginning of COVID by a guy named Christopher Key, who has this whole plan for people and how you can use your own piss to get better from COVID. It's so crazy.
The nanobots are getting you and your skin's crawling with chemtrail nanobots and all.
What the
And the hydrogels and the synthetic red blood cells. Urine is the only way back because it holds your stem cells, which is the blueprint for your DNA.
That is absolutely insane.
By the way, guys, check out my new shop, owenmorgan.com/shop. I have a bunch of really cool designs on there.
Some people claim that piss is sterile. I don't believe that's true, but it doesn't have your DNA in it by default unless it, gets like skin cells in it on its way out. I'm sorry. I gotta, it requires a little scientific discussion. So we're going to address some of this, but piss does not have your stem cells in it. And also you think stem cells are good? Then are you in favor of stem cell research? The answer is, of course, I would imagine, no, he's not okay with stem cell research. He's just okay with making up ridiculous bullshit excuses for drinking and or rubbing his own piss all over his face. Oh my God, dude, that's so much. Anyway, let's talk about Christopher Key. Greg Locke has gotten into it too. Greg Locke held this conference and they got this whole thing. Anyway, let's talk about Christopher Key. This is from, I believe, early 2021, shortly after the pandemic hit. He was involved in the Plandemic film, if you guys remember that propaganda film from forever ago. So Christopher Key is an anti-vaccine activist, gained notoriety during COVID-19. He calls himself the vaccine police, became infamous for promoting urine therapy, drinking one's own urine as an alternative to COVID treatment, traveled across the U.S. confronting pharmacists and healthcare workers about COVID vaccines, sold various unproven health remedies and supplements, including, but not limited to, I remember this forever ago, little sparkly stickers. That's literally all they were. They were stickers with glitter in them. And he sold them to put as a patch on your arm that would cure like your tendinitis, your arthritis, or whatever other thing you have. Was arrested multiple times for his confrontational activism, built a following among conspiracy theorists and extreme anti-vax communities, had no medical or scientific credentials despite making health claims, used social media platforms to spread misinformation until being banned from most. He remains a fringe figure associated with pandemic conspiracy theories and pseudoscientific health claims.
Thank you guys for coming tonight. I so appreciate it. I've came straight from Birmingham, Alabama, where I was unlawfully arrested yesterday.
Again, the dude got, he did this intentionally provocative style to get arrested. That was his goal. He was a shithead to people around him and acted like a fucking moron so that he would draw attention. That was the point.
For not wearing a face diaper to walk into a courtroom, and then I was handcuffed and walked into the courtroom. We're going to educate you guys how to arrest the governor of Louisiana if he does not stand down on these illegal, unlawful mandates. Chlorine dioxide is that bleach that President Trump was talking about.
Chlorine dioxide. There's a whole underlying ideology here that's absolutely fascinating. Okay, I actually covered this a long time ago. It's called the Genesis 2 Church. And Mark Grennan, I think is the guy's name that started it. He explicitly said the only reason that it is labeled as a church is because there is basically no government oversight for churches. You can do pretty much whatever you want as a church. You don't have to like file, taxes or any of that. Like nonprofits, they have to file taxes. Churches do not. They don't even have to file. Nonprofits don't pay taxes. They have to file and say this is what we did with the money and everything. Churches don't even have to send that shit in. So Mark Grennan, leader of Genesis 2 Church, openly said, I am labeling this a church and registering as a church because churches have so much freedom. Like they can do literally anything without reporting any of it to the government. And I know what I'm doing is illegal, claiming that my basically bleach, what is effectively bleach, claiming that my bleach, if you drink it, will cure you of shit. And I'm avoiding legal accountability by claiming to be a church. That's what he said. I covered it at the time when he said all of that. It's called MMS, actually, Mineral Miracle Solution. And it's a precursor to bleach, the chemical. And when you drink it, it becomes bleach. When it mixes like with your stomach acid and everything, it becomes bleach. So it's effectively bleach. And he was telling people to drink it to cure like everything, like arthritis and depression and all of this shit. And he was selling it out the wazoo, selling it like you wouldn't believe. And he writes this letter to Donald Trump. In fact, he wrote a bunch of letters. He was in correspondence with the White House over the course of months. I doubt Trump actually read any of the letters. He probably had some aides reading them for him and then, communicating with him about what the letters said or whatever. But shortly after the dude started writing letters to Donald Trump, Trump comes out there and he famously said, well, maybe we're looking into bleach. Maybe bleach will be able to, like, if we, like, maybe injected it or something, maybe we could try to solve COVID that way. You guys remember that? Yeah, this one right here.
You are thinking of if you're totally into that world, which I find to be very interesting. So supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way.
What? Bring the light inside the body? What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, whatever, go on.
And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right, and then I see the disinfectant, where it knocks it out in a minute.
You know what's happening at this moment in history? Fauci had basically been pushed out completely. He was no longer like involved in COVID-19 helping anything at all, whatever. And he was replaced with Dr. Birx, who made it pretty clear that she was willing to play ball and do whatever it was that Donald Trump wanted her to do. Whatever it was, he wanted her to say, she would do it. She would say it. And I'm not sure if this may have been the first time that she was like prominently out there as the expert replacing Fauci. I'm not 100% on that. But I believe that's who he's looking to right now is Birx.
1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me. So we'll see. But the whole concept of the light, the way it kills it in 1 minute, that's pretty powerful.
It was one of the stupidest fucking things that he has ever said in his entire life. And that's saying something. You cannot cure COVID or any other condition for that matter by injecting bleach. Bleach kills HIV viruses too. You think that we can inject bleach to cure people of HIV? Are you fucking serious with this? Anyway, Donald Trump came out and said that. shortly after Mark Grennan of the Genesis 2 Church selling MMS started sending him letters. Now, this guy is advocating for MMS, the same shit as Mark Grennan. That's the origin of all of it. Just keep listening here. Who the fuck is this? Is this Charlie Chaplin on his shirt? There's only one other person famous for having a Hitler mustache other than Hitler, and it's Charlie Chaplin. Why would you have wait, is it Nikola Tesla? I can't tell. Why would you have somebody that looks damn close to Hitler with a pretty convincing Hitler mustache on your shirt? I don't know. Whatever.
Is that bleach that President Trump was talking about. They do not want you to know about it because it cured 500,000 people that had COVID with chlorine dioxide. We have the antidote.
The chlorine dioxide is the MMS. No, it's just bleach. It doesn't cure anything.
Okay? And the antidote is even for those that have been vaccinated. And the research he's already sent me just blew me away. And they're going to tear me apart, but hey, they tear me apart all the time. And I've been practicing this for 20 years, and everybody's always said I'm cray-cray, and I am, but I'm crazy like a fox, okay?
Okay, I don't know what that means or why you would be proud of it, but whatever.
And guys, when I tell you this, please, take it with a grain of salt, but go do the research, okay? Because this is going to just be like, there's no way. But the antidote, and I'm going to kill my credibility. What credibility do I have anyway? So, hey, the antidote that we've seen now, and we have tons and tons of research, is urine therapy. Okay?
This audience is primed to trust him, so he's not killing his credibility, honestly. He has a ton of credibility among these specific poor fools.
And what he has right now is all antidotal. I'm going to give you some stuff.
All antidotal, he said. Not anecdotal, but antidotal. All antidotal. Okay, go on. Tell me about these antidotes.
Okay. And what he has right now is all antidotal. I'm going to give you some stuff. I know. The chlorine dioxide was rough enough, but now drink urine. Well,
read something about the urine thing. So.
It's not sterile. Woman says it's sterile. No, you are mistaken. No, it is not sterile, despite the popular misconception that it is. While urine in the bladder of a healthy person contains relatively few bacteria compared to other fluids, it is not completely sterile. Modern research using sensitive detection methods has found that even the bladders of healthy individuals contain their own microbiome, a community of bacteria that naturally reside there. Additionally, once urine leaves the body, it passes through all kinds of fun things, and there's, there's bacteria all over everything all along the way. So it is not sterile. You are terribly, horrifically, stupidly misinformed is all.
Every night my prayer since all this happened has been to find an antidote for this vaccine. Because guys, I know vaccines. I've studied vaccines.
An antidote for the vaccine.
23 years. There is no vaccine that I would ever take, but this vaccine is the worst bioweapon I've ever seen. And what keeps me up all night, every night, is I don't know how to cut it off. Okay, I know how to fix almost everything, but this right here, once you inject that mRNA technology, me and my friends are like, we have no idea. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not telling anybody to drink their own urine, but I drink my own urine. I've drink my own urine for the last 23 years, and I'm still alive.
Okay, I don't think anybody was saying that you would die from it. I just think people are saying that's fucking disgusting and what is wrong with you. But all right.
And I drink bleach. Not bleach, I drink chlorine dioxide. But anyway, look into this.
He's saying he drinks MMS, chlorine dioxide. Oh my God, dude. It is so fucking stupid. It is so stupid. How are these people still alive? You know how they're still alive? The modern marvel of medical science. These people are doing everything they can to kill themselves by doing stupid shit like drinking bleach. And science keeps coming along and saving their asses from their own bad decisions. That's just wild. Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments. I'm like so deeply entertained by all of this. I'm sorry, man. It's too much.